coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Deeper Glam is coming. The Deeper Glam is coming. Here I come. The Deeper Glam is coming. The Deeper Glam is coming. Here I come. Here I come. The Deeper Glam is coming. The Deeper Glam is coming. Here I come. Here I come. The Deeper Glam is coming. The Deeper Glam is coming. Here I come. Here I come. The Deeper Glam is coming. The Deeper Glam is coming. Hair done. Nails done. Toes done. Face speech. Hair done. Nails done. Toes done.
Everybody tune in. I got something to say. We're going to talk about it because nobody really want to talk about it. So you know I'm going to talk about it. Tune in. Parents, tune in. Aunties, tune in. Let's go.
The Deeper Glam is coming. The Deeper Glam is coming. Take a selfie. PlayStation.
Tune in because I got something to say.
Massage it right in. Take a selfie. PlayStation.
And y'all know when I do these rants, I really don't play. So everybody tune in.
Here I come. Here I come. The Deeper Glam is coming. The Deeper Glam is coming. Here I
Shout out to everybody.
Here I come.
845 Radio. Let's go.
The Deeper Glam is coming. Here I come.
Okay, Armani. I got you, baby.
The Deeper Glam is coming. The Deeper Glam is coming.
Shout out to the 845. First and foremost, happy Tuesday to everybody. You already know it's your girl Moochie. Shout out to 845 online radio. If you are I am so sick and tired. I am so sick and tired. I am so sick and tired. I am so sick and tired of turning on the news and hearing about another child being molested, being raped, being touched. I am sick and tired of seeing on the news, in the paper, a child getting raped, touched, sexually abused, or anything of that nature. I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know what we have to do, but this is like a state of emergency right now. As a parent, as a mother, this is starting to bother me. And I don't know if anybody else out there feels the same way that I do right now, but it's not cute. It's not funny. And let me just put some spice on this right now. Nothing is wrong with you. I'm not taking mental illness. I'm not taking that you have an issue. I'm not taking that it was done to you. So I'm not taking none of those excuses no more. This is out of control. The last case we just had in Kingston, a little boy was snatched by 4 grown-ass men, and raped. This is out of control. Let me just say why this is out of control. Listen, y'all know how I do these rants. The Illuminati gonna kill me. People in high places gonna kill me. But I have to tell the truth. I always say this. Why are we putting certain people in places that can't do nothing? You are a drug dealer and you will get life almost without parole, but you're a pedophile and you get a slap on the wrist. You do a couple months, you go into a program to rehabilitate you, and then they put you back on the street. So what? They put you on a sex registry list. They put you back on the street where you're accessible and you're around kids. Where they do this at? Where do they do this at? Where do they do this at? Why are these pedophiles and child molesters not getting life without parole? Why are these pedophiles and child molesters not getting the ultimate treatment? When does the children become more important? I watch the news every single night. This is what the stupid stuff that we talk about in America. The NFL Eagles not going to see Trump at the White House. Talking about cutting stupid stuff. Medicare, cutting school funding. We don't talk about real issues. You know what? And Hudson Valley, D.A. Hoover to the district attorney of Hudson Valley or Orange County or whatever. I understand your goal of the drug. But what about the kids? Who is advocating for these kids? Who is stepping in for these children? That's what I want to know. It's ridiculous. And I'm calling names. I don't care. We got Christopher Sylvester, 39, of Highland, raping a young girl several times. We got, what's this guy named? Ruben Mosquera, 74, investigated in Middletown for touching an 11-year-old. We don't even know where he's at. He's still wanted. We got a 4-year-old in Kingston snatched and raped. This is the kind of stuff that's going on. When do the children become important? When does it become about the children? We talk about stupid stuff. We talk about cutting funding, cutting this and cutting that. We still, as Americans, we still as people have yet talked about the real issue with this gun control. We didn't talk about that yet. Did y'all know that? We haven't really discussed what the solution is. We haven't really got down to the nitty gritty of what we need to do. We had a situation right here in Washingtonville where we had a young man that was almost ready to put the plans in effect to have another school shooting right here. So when does that become about the kids? When do you guys get concerned about the children? When do leaders care about the children? When do mayors and senators and presidents and councilmen and government, when do you guys start caring about the children? Why is the children at the top of the bill? Why aren't the kids at the top? At the top. That's our generation. Let me just read some of these comments. Grace said, what she said? She said, I live here, and when and where that happened, staying in my house, I miss all the crazy. Jill says someone should rape them and see how they like it. That's what I'm saying. But if you're a pedophile or you're a child molester, they say you're mentally disabled, or they put you in a rehab instead of giving you what you gave those kids. A child cannot consent to no grown person getting on top of them. A child cannot consent. What kind of people are you to find? What kind of man or woman for you to find a child attractive? That's what we got to get. Listen. Like nobody want to talk about the real things. Nobody want to talk about the real issues. Nobody want to talk about this. What is you gotta ask yourself, what type of conversations are you having at your dinner table? Because obviously the children are not at the top of the food chain. This system is messed up. And you know what the problem is? I'm going to tell you the problem. We're not holding the system accountable. How can you give a drug dealer 15 to 20 years and give a child pedophile 6 months? How can you get Lawrence gonna let them know. How can you give someone that is caught with cocaine or marijuana almost 5-6 years, and you give a pedophile 1 year, and then you put them back on the street? I'm sorry. It should be a mandatory law if you touch a children no less than 10 years. And then they try to make it accessible. And let me just clear this up, because I know there's been a lot of questions about this. As far as the LGBT, everybody knows about the LGBT community, very tight community, very strict community, very close-knit community, work hand in hand together. As I did my research, because a lot of the questions been, well, Moochie, the LGBT community, they are now doing LGBTP. That's not true. What the pedophiles are trying to do, and what nasty, sick people in your head are trying to do, is beat us in the head that is okay. No, it's not okay that you're touching a child. No, it's not okay that you're sleeping with a child. No, that's not okay. That's not okay. It's not okay that you're doing these things to kids. And you want to know something? The sicker part, let me just tell you the sicker part of this whole thing. People won't tune in because this is right. But if I was up here talking about oral sex, if I was up here talking about getting money, if I was up here talking about sleeping with somebody or something ratchet, everybody would tune in and share. But when you're talking about something that affects home, when you're talking about real life situations, you don't get that. You don't get that. You don't get that. But that's why I'm here. Because I don't miss a beat. I'm sorry. As Miss 845, I don't miss a beat. Okay? I'm on everything. And I'm going to just say this. I'm a mother, and I watch the news, and I be in these streets, and I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing our children hurt. Our children are suffering. Our children are dying. Our children are being killed at at the hands of adults that don't care about their life. They don't care. She said, that's a fact. I'm going to talk about it, Mama. God knows I'm going to talk about it. We don't care about our children. We got children that are being murdered and their cases are not being solved. We got children that are missing and they're not being found. We got children that are being killed. Again, when do the children become priority? When do the kids become priority? When do we care about what's going on to our children? Just because you didn't have them just because you didn't have them personally doesn't mean that you shouldn't care. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't be an advocate, because these kids need us. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I'm tired of these pedophiles and these child molesters being in our community. Listen, if you're on a sex registry list, put them somewhere else. Put them in their own thing. Kayla Gray, she said, facts. No one wants to hear the harsh reality. People want to continue to live in the dark as if we don't have real issues going on every single. I'm trying to tell you, Kayla. I'm trying to tell you. People rather talk about the NFL and the Eagles not going to see Trump, rather than talking about the solution to this gun problem and why we have over 22 school shootings. Over 22 school shootings. But we don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about, in the last 5 months, how many rape cases, child molestation cases, and attempted indecent exposure and all that stuff. We don't talk about that. That's not important to y'all. Y'all don't care about that. The leaders don't care about that. All they care about is election time. Vote for me and telling us all kind of lies. I'm going to do this. Vote for me. No. And then when you get them in office, they're not being held accountable. Like I said, drug dealers are getting 10 and 15 and 20 years, and pedophiles are getting 6 months. How, Sway? How? How can you touch a kid and get less time for that? How can you touch a child that can't consent, that can't accept, that can't reach out, that can't say anything, and you get 6 months, but you sell a drug to an adult that is grown, accepting, and willing, and you get 10 years? Somebody answer that for me. I'm a little dumb. I may not know how this goes. The justice system sucks. The justice system sucks. And this is where we come in as a people. This is where we come in as a people. Because we need to, when we go out there and vote, really sit down and analyze these people that's in office. We need to vote some of these judges out. We need to vote some of these, I don't even know if you can vote for chief police. Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. That's why it's important for you to have your voice heard in the community. If they're not doing their job, vote them out. Stop letting these people tell us anything. You can't tell me anything. You can't tell me it's okay to be a pedophile. You can't tell me that he's mentally ill for touching our child. No, he's nasty. She's nasty. It's not mental illness. It's called nasty. Nasty, disgusting, sick in the head. That's what it's called. That's what it's called. Because I'm sure the best form of rehabilitation, put that monkey behinds in the jail or the prison and population. Let what they did to those children happen to them, and then see if they don't get rehabilitated. She said, it's your lawmakers. I agree. All right, that's what it is. We got to get them out of here. They talking about, I'm just saying stupid stuff. You know, my heart goes out to this little boy in Kingston, New York, that was snatched by 4 grown men. Only one was caught, so everybody has an update. Only one was caught, but how? Why? You know what? Maybe you guys don't feel it. So maybe imagine that's your child. Walking home from school, walking home from daycare, or you sent your child outside to ride his bike, and you turn, that's right, too many lawmakers, you talk about, you sent your child outside to play in the front yard, in the backyard, ride a bicycle, and then guess what? You look up and your child is gone, missing. First of all, if you're a parent, that already, your heart starts beating real fast and you start sweating and you start panicking. Why? Because if you're a parent, that's your child. That's you right there, gone. To know that your child was snatched in a house and raped. And raped. Do you guys know the repercussions and the consequences and the pain and the sorrow and the hurt and the traumatization that goes behind all of this for these children? Imagine being 7 years old and 4 men are on you. You're never going to be right again. Imagine being 2 years old. Because it's serious now. They're not even, at first it was just teenagers in a certain age. We got 2-year-olds and infants being raped and molested, being hurt, being sexually, all type infants. You know what an infant is? Something that you just pushed out real quick. Being hurt by a grown adult because he or she had an urge or had a feeling. I need you as the people to get outraged with me. And how do we get outraged? We start applying pressure. We got to start applying pressure, especially, and I can't speak for New York City nowhere else because I'm from the Hudson Valley. I can speak for the Hudson Valley. And one thing that we need to start doing is when we see these cases, maybe we as a people need to show up to these court dates as a community. Maybe we need to show up at arraignment and let them know we don't want this person on the street no more. We don't want these people in our community no more. We don't want this no more. When do the children become first? When do the children come first? Like I said earlier, it's not even just the rape and molestation. We've had over 22 school shootings. When do the children become first? Listen, the marches is nice. The petition, the protests are nice. And the woulda, coulda, shouldas are nice. But when y'all gonna go in the law, when are the lawmakers gonna actually go in there and make decisions for those children? They need decisions now. Why now? Because every day that we wait, every day that we prolong it, every day we go through a Democratic, a Republican, is another day that another child is planning on going into school and shooting the whole school up. Can I get an amen? Every time we wait and we prolong and we go through the stupid Republican, Democrat, all that stupidness, that's another day, another child is being hurt. Why we don't clear the table and put the important stuff on the table? Our children are first. Before anything else in this world, our kids are first. Without our children, there is no college. So you don't have to worry about college tuitions and college, all that stupid stuff for college and cutting colleges and all that. Because there'll be no colleges without our youth. You talking about cutting school funding. There'll be no schools without our youth. Did you guys ever think about that, lawmakers? All these laws you make revolve around the next generation, which is the now generation, which is the truth, which is the youth. Shout out to Julie. She said mental illness is serious, yet there is no resources. Let's separate that. Mental illness is serious. But what I'm not going to accept, and this is my personal opinion, I'm not going to accept that somebody that touches a child has a mental issue. I'm sorry. I don't accept that. I'm sorry. I don't accept that. I don't accept that. Especially if this is a reoccurring issue. Like I said to you, this little simple, right here, out of Highland. So Mr. Sylvester is 39. He raped a young girl several times. Several times. But we will say, he's crazy. He needs mental illness. He's a little sick. Yeah, he's sick and he's nasty. And we need to put him where he could have the same thing done to him that he did to that child. You know, like he held that child down. Let's get somebody to hold him down. Like he forced himself in that child. Let's get somebody I'm telling you, Moochie got the remedy for the rehab. I got the remedy. I'm not going to put you in no 6 months. Mommy, 6 months? You can get 6 months for touching a child, possibly. And sell a drug to an adult that is willing to take the drug. You can get 10 to 15 years. But a child that can't consent, a child that can't talk, a child that is helpless, you get a slap on the wrist. And not only you get a slap on the wrist. The point is about the children being first. Now we're talking about the children being hurt, and we're also talking about school shootings. They both go together, because if we got to care about our kids. We need to watch our kids from the perverts, and we need to find a solution for it. It all works together. The topic is, when do our children become first? That's the topic. When do our kids become first? Because there's 2 separate incidents today, just along today, that is just enough is enough. Again, we had the 4-year-old in Kingston, the little boy in Kingston, that was snatched and raped. And then you had the young man in Washingtonville who almost went to school and took it out. When do the children become first? When do the kids become our priority? I'm not seeing, and like I said earlier, the reason why I don't have 135 live viewers is because I'm not talking about sex. See, I'm not talking about who's sleeping with who. I'm not gossiping. I'm talking about real life stuff. So when you talk about real life stuff, Mom, people don't tune in. Had I been talking about something stupid, I would have had 1,000 viewers and 1,000 shares. But it has to be somebody that's going to be on the front line. And I don't mind, because I'm a parent, and I'm for the community. And I'm just tired of being tired. Shout out to Candace. Candace said, I say this all the time. Let the biggest, strongest man in prison take that man and do him what I got the remedy. It's just we as people. So the point of this blog is, first of all, I'm tired. I'm tired of seeing children hurt. I'm tired of seeing children abused. And let me tell you how messed up the system is. Not only do the system don't care, sometimes they got this stupid CPS that'll take you out of one situation. They don't do their job, and they put you in another situation. So the child never. See how it just all messes up. When do we put the child first? When do these questions? We're going to be all right. And we'll be able to better manage a lot of these things that's going on. Like I said, alone, there's been over 22 school shootings. Our youth are dying. We have youth being molested. We have youth being raped. We have youth being killed, not just by their peers. We have kids being killed by their parents. We got kids being killed by their family members. We have children being killed by their parents, boyfriends, or girlfriends. We got uncles and aunties killing kids. We got godparents, and it's going crazy. I'm at the station, Daddy. Shout out to my big dad. Shout out to my dad. He just be involved. So I just wanted to do this blog. Not only do I hope you guys share this, but I hope you guys get outraged with me. And let's start holding people accountable. Because this is not fair. This is not right. You see, says school shootings are different than child abuse. No way. Because if a child is being abused at home, and he could take it out in the school. How do we know that person that went and shot in the school wasn't raped and molested and abused at home, and they couldn't take it no more and can't retaliate at home and went to the school? We don't even know the root of the problem, why these kids are doing what they're doing in this school. Am I talking right, Mom? Am I talking right, people? We don't know the root. Why? Because we're not getting to the root. We're not getting to the issue. We're not asking questions. We're giving diagnoses without asking questions. We're giving, he's crazy. He's not crazy. That little boy was raped at home. His mom and dad been beating the hell out of him. He is tired, and he's came to school, and he's taking it out on everybody else. Or that young lady just got snatched out of her home, thrown in foster care for something her parents sold drugs to a willing adult. They got 10 years. That little girl got snatched out of her home, put into a home. She's being beaten and abused. She goes to school and takes it out on her friends. Am I talking right? What about drugs? They're doing drugs at home. So that's why we talk about parents. Stop being friends with your children. Out here doing drugs with your children. They're doing drugs at home. It's a lot. We don't know what the root of the issue is. So this is why bullying is not the only cause of shooting. That's why I just gave you those examples. Those kids may not be bullied at home. And they don't have to be bullying. We don't know. We don't know why they're doing what they're doing. But we have to pay attention to the facts. The facts are children are dying. Facts are children are being molested. Facts are children are being raped. Facts are people are killing our kids. However you want to tie it together and be politically correct, these kids need our help, period. 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 Drugs, all of this stuff tied into one. So instead of us talking about who we should put in office next, instead of us talking about the stupid NFL Eagles not going to Trump's office, instead of us talking about all this other nonsense, let's talk about the facts. And the facts are these kids need our help. She said, no, I'm not saying it's that only reason, but it's a big deal, and schools need to start stepping in and doing more. Yes, schools this is why I'm doing this. The schools got to step in. You parents got to step in. We are accountable for our children. Know where your children are. Keep an eye on your children. Watch your children. Everybody that's family ain't really family. Everybody that's friends ain't really friends. You know what I'm saying? And let me say this. Check on your children. That's right. Check on your children. A lot of us don't even know what's going on. I'm going to say this. I'm 31. My mom checked on me all my life. I'm 18, she checked on me. 12, she checked on me. 11, she checked on me. I'm 31 and she still checks on me. If she don't hear my voice one time a day, something is wrong. Get that relationship with your child. Let that child know that they can talk to you and tell you when somebody's touching them, bothering them, bullying them, hurting them. Because like I said, we don't really know the issue of why these situations are happening, but they're happening. Our youth need to be at the top. And she said, don't just ask how they're feeling. Shout out to what you say, Mariah. She said, don't just ask how they are feeling. She said, don't just ask how are they feeling. Ask how are they feeling really. Okay. Shout out to Tony. She said, communication with your children. Find out why they are maybe. Exactly. Because depression don't just hit adults. I remember my family. I used to get depressed, and I used to hear my family say, you a child. You ain't got no reason to be depressed. You ain't got no bills. You don't know what reason that child has to be depressed. So don't be so closed-minded. Julie said, well, I have a no. She said, I have a no the Boom High School in Orlando. About 5 years ago, a boy pulled a gun on him in the school. Somehow found out because the kid's parents donate it to the school that it was some other kid's fault because he got me up as a consultation after the kid put the gun on the other kid to pull the gun, never got any punishment. Privilege. Shout out to Corey Jr.'s mom. He said, our kids need us to help them, talk to them, and stop being their friends. She said, I lost my son to gun violence, and yes, I blame myself at times for things, but that still didn't give them the right to take his life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Our children are dying. Our children are going missing. Some of their cases never been solved. Some murders are children that never been solved. When do our children become priority? When do our children become first? So you already know this is your girl Moochie, reporting live 845, straight 845 radio. Make sure you guys follow reporting live 845 for all the latest updates. Exactly, where's Shanice? Don't even take me down that thing, because you know how I feel about that too. But this is reporting live 845. You already know Moochie, your radio personnel, your blogger. I do the best I can to bring you the latest updates and fill you in on information around the Hudson Valley as it's given to me and as I do see it. I try my best to bring you accurate information reliable information, and I also try to be the voice for the people. I'm trying to be the voice for the homeless, the voice for the weak, the voice for the voiceless, the voice for the helpless. That's what I'm here for. So that's why a lot of you can't get with me, because I'm not here for you. I'm here for those that need me, that need my voice, that need my perseverance and my drive. That's who I'm here for. That's my divine calling right there, is to help those that cannot help themselves, and to help those that can help themselves but need a little extra that's what I'm here for. So take this video and share it, and let's just do better as a people. Let's fight for our unity. If you know there's a pedophile in your complex, get him out of there. Do whatever you got to do, get him out of there. You know there's a pedophile around the school area, get them out of there. Please watch these men and women around your children. Please be aware, talk to your children, build that relationship with your child to be able to talk to you. Be mindful. Be mindful of your child. If you're a type of person like me, like my little daughter, I give her baths and stuff. I like to inspect her body from head to toe, make sure everything is okay. And she's only 4 years old, but that's because I'm a mother. So please keep the little boy there in prayer in Kingston. Again, in Kingston, there was your little boy who was snatched and brutally attacked by 4 men. From what I understand right now, 1 man was caught, so please keep that in mind. Chase said people need to spend more time with their kids and help them understand the way the mind really works, so they can understand their feeling and a way to express themselves in the most positive way. But thank you, King, because this is what I have to do. I don't have time to talk about the nonsense. I don't have time to talk about who's sleeping. I always say this: who's sleeping with who fighting who. I don't got time for that. What I got time for, and I should be a politician, because I'm gonna be the realest politician you heard. I'm gonna be in there when they talking about tax reform and cutting stuff. I'm gonna say, so what about the school shooting? So what about the child that was raped in New York? What are we going to do about that law? See, that's the type of person I am. That's probably why I'm not in office yet, but soon come, because I'm not, I feel what I have to do. And like I told you guys in my last live, there is no Malcolm X, there is no more Rosa Parks, but guess what? It's 2018, you got a Moochie Montana, Moochie Merchant. I'm out here trying to do the right thing like Spike Lee, and I'm going to be the voice of reason, and I'm going to be the voice for these children, because I was young. I know how I feel. I've been in a group home. I know what happens in group homes. I know what happens in foster homes. I know what happens in juvenile facilities with children. Now, this is just in the justice system. I'm not even talking about regular, everyday life. What happens to us youth behind those walls, those 4 walls, you would never imagine. You couldn't imagine if you've never been there. So somebody got to speak up and somebody got to say something. But thank you guys for tuning in and definitely hearing what I have to say. Like I said, I'm sick and tired of seeing our youth hurt. I'm sick and tired of seeing kids die, kids being raped, molested, touched. I'm tired of seeing kids going into the school and shooting up other kids. I'm tired of kids getting bullied. I'm tired of kids being overlooked. And I'm just tired of it. When are we as a people? When are we as a nation? We talking about make America great again. You cannot make America great again without the youth. That's like a church with no life. That's like a church with no youth. That's like a school with no kids. That's like a college. How are you going to teach a school with no kids? That's like America with no children. That sounds stupid. So I'm here. And like I said, Reporting Live 845 is here. See, Spectrum and YNN and all that, they're not going to talk about this stuff in deep. They give you 5-second intro and they keep it moving. And then next week we'll forget about it. That's why I'm here, to get the community involved, to hit the nail, to get you guys well informed, and to talk about it. Because pedophilia exists. And we have, like I said, we have grown people out here that are truly hurting our children. And we need to stop it, all right? All right, so make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. At 6:30 p.m., I have a special guest. He is the radio personnel for Finally TV. So he will be on my show. So radio personnel interviewing another radio personnel. So I'm excited about that. And just parents, aunties, uncles, godparents, if you guys don't take nothing else from this video, it's time for you to get upset like me. It's time for you to get mad, and let's start doing stuff to protect our children. Our children are now, we can die today or tomorrow, but our children have a whole life ahead of them, God's willing, and we want them to live their best life. Not just live their life, but we want the children to live their best life. So stand with me, help me as we continue to do the right thing and continue to lead our especially our Hudson Valley the right way. I love you guys. Have a safe night. Like I said, happy Tuesday. Don't forget, just so everybody knows, in Middletown, New York, on Academy Avenue, across the street from the Teen Center, there is a child restraint checkpoint. So if you live in Middletown and you're going past the Teen Center, please be advised there is a child restraint checkpoint. Meaning, if your child in the car, put them in a seatbelt or have the proper car seat attached, because if you're in Middletown, like I said again, across the street from the Teen Center, they are doing a checkpoint. Everybody have a blessed night. Remember, get involved. I love you, but most importantly, I love these kids because God loved me, so I love them. I see you guys tomorrow, 6:30 p.m.